Any students who are not here, you can always go back and watch the old class that you missed. Or if you are doing homework and you have some questions, you can come back to the video and watch the whole thing again, or watch a little piece of the video again so you can catch up what you missed. All right. Today is actually class number 4, but we combined a couple of classes. Our topic for today is going to be gerunds. This week we're talking about gerunds and infinitives. And we'll talk about what each of those are and how that relates to our journal question at the end of our class today. So I guess we should go ahead and talk about that now. What is a gerund? Does anybody know?
Gerund is verb, but we make it noun.
No.
Okay.
ing.
Verb with ing.
Verb ing.
Okay. Okay. Good. Anything else? Could you give me an example in a sentence of a gerund?
The two verbs
Yes.
together, the second with the ing.
Yes, swimming is a good exercise.
Swimming is a good exercise. Okay. Here we have the verb swim with ing, but our main verb of the sentence is the be verb, right? Is. And so swimming here is a noun in the sentence. All right. All right, today we're talking about gerunds and how they function in the sentence. How to make the gerund is simple enough, the verb with ing. But there's different ways that we can use the gerund as a noun, as a subject or object of the verb, following certain verbs, but not every verb, and after prepositions as well. So let's look at some sentences here. All right. What is similar and different in these sentences? We have playing sports is fun. I like to play sports. I like playing sports. And soccer is fun.
Very different.
What is
has no gerund.
okay? The second one has no gerund. We
It's
have the
infinitive.
ing. We have the infinitive to play. All right, let's look at this first sentence together. What is the subject of this sentence? The subject.
Playing sports.
Playing sports.
Playing sports. The subject is a noun that does the action of the verb. It makes the action of the verb, and our main verb here is. How about in the second sentence here? What is the subject of the sentence?
I.
The pronoun I. And the main verb?
Like.
Very good, like. All right. How about in the third sentence?
Object.
I
What
is
is
the
the
subject.
Subject?
I.
Okay.
Like
The
The
verb.
main verb is like. All right.
Playing sports is objective.
The object of the sentence. Good. All right. And how about the final sentence? What is the subject?
Soccer is the subject.
Soccer.
Verb
Good. All right.
is a verb.
Is the verb. Thank you. Looks like
Fun is object.
Fun is an adjective. It's not a noun in this case. It's an adjective.
It's object. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the gerund is this form of the word. It's the verb with ing. It can be the subject of the sentence, like we see here, playing. It can also be the object of the sentence, like we see here, playing. It is a noun. It looks like a verb, but it's actually functioning as a noun in this sentence. Let's look at some other examples or other ways that gerunds can be used in this sentence. All right, there's a lot of words on the screen, but we're going to read them together here. All right. Gerunds and how they are used. Gerunds always act as a noun in the sentence. They can be used to replace the subject or object of a sentence. Rosa likes drinking tea. Drinking tea is the object of the verb like. We use gerunds after certain verbs. Some verbs in the sentence are followed by a gerund. Those verbs are enjoy, fancy, discuss, dislike, finish, mind, suggest, recommend, keep, and avoid. After these verbs, we will use the gerund form of the noun. We'll talk more about this in a few minutes. We also use gerunds after the preposition. I am afraid of flying as the object of the preposition. We can
minutes I have a question. Is drinking a gerund in this sentence?
Rosa likes drinking
Rosa
tea.
likes.
Mm-hmm.
And should we say it's objective gerund? And is this kind of a classification is there? Like it's a subjective gerund and it's objective gerund?
Yeah, it's either the subject or the object of the verb. I've never heard the term objective gerund, but that's what it is. It's the gerund
But it
as
is
the
an
object.
objective part of the gerund, is it not?
Yeah. The name
Is
objective
drinking
gerund.
is drinking is not kind of a verb here? Drinking tea.
No, because we have the main verb here is like. So we have subject, verb, gerund, or object.
My one more question. Is subject shouldn't be at the first part of the subject? Shouldn't be subject first in the subject, in the sentence?
Yes, Rosa is the subject.
Then how we can say gerund, drinking is gerund? Gerund is
so if we go back to let's go back to basic grammar and the very, very beginning. And we know that a good English sentence must have a verb. If there's no verb, there's no sentence. We build the sentence from the verb. So we have a subject that is the noun or the person, maybe that does the action of the verb. And the object receives the action of the verb. In this sentence, Rosa likes drinking tea. Our main verb here is the verb likes. Our subject is Rosa, and then drinking tea is the object. It's the activity that she likes. So the subject is the person who does the action of the verb. It typically comes at the beginning of the sentence. There's some exceptions, but it comes at the beginning of the sentence. Does that answer your question, Kulwan?
yes, I am confused actually now. Is now drinking, how drinking is gerund? I couldn't understand it.
Drinking is the gerund because it's formed from the verb to drink with
What else noun
ing.
can be used here? It means at the place of gerund, we can use any noun. What else other noun can be used here? If it is noun, it means we are dealing drinking as noun. What other
Drinking
noun
is
or
the
pronoun
gerund
can be used?
is the noun. I mean, we talked about this question at the beginning of class, right? My question or journal question is, what is something you love doing? And the answers are, I love spending time with family, right? So we can change drinking to anything. Rosa likes drinking tea. Rosa likes swimming. Rosa likes new clothes. Rosa likes iPhones. We can finish that sentence with any object. The object is a noun that receives the action of the verb. In this case, drinking tea is not the action, it's the activity of doing it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I can't
I
see your
need-
reaction, so I don't know.
I need to practice it, I think.
All right.
Maybe
my
when we
weakness.
finish the lesson, maybe she will understand more.
Yeah,
wait.
yes,
Amina.
I think I need
Let's
more
let's look at a
explanation
lot
and
more.
practice.
Yeah, let's look at a lot more examples. I think you're confusing yourself unnecessarily, but I think that's okay. That's part of the process, right? Sometimes learning these grammar rules and these names for things, you're like, I don't know this, I've never done this before. And you have
Yes.
done it before. We just need a little reminder about how things work and finding these patterns in the language as we use it. All right. I'm going to share this link in the chat with you if you want to open it on your own screen. I'll also share my screen in just a second. Lisette, shopping is a gerund. Shopping with ing is the gerund. We'll talk about identifying the gerund and the verb in just a second.
Okay, thank you.
But on its own, any verb with ing can be a gerund. All right, this is the link in the chat. I have a couple pages here with some rules and explanations about gerunds, and then we'll do some practice together and then practice in our breakout rooms. All right. Could I have somebody volunteer to read for me these sentences here?
Climbing rocks is dangerous. Me and Lion loves climbing rocks.
Very good. So in this sentence, we have this verb climb with ing. Here it is the subject of the sentence, climbing rocks. And here it is the object, receiving the action of the verb. To form the gerund, we add ing to the base form of the verb. We follow the same spelling rules that we do any other time we add ing to a verb.
What is rock? If climbing is object of the sentence, then how we can classify rock?
It's part of the subject or object. It's part of that noun. Climbing rocks is together this activity. It's essentially, I guess it's essentially a compound noun, a two-word noun. All right, we can use the gerund like a noun. That's what we looked at just a few minutes ago. Hold on a second. We can use the gerund like a noun. It can be the subject or object of the sentence. The subject does the verb and the object receives the verb. Climbing rocks takes a lot of energy. Melanie loves climbing rocks. We can also use the gerund as the subject of a question, right? In the subject, we have our main verb is, that's our yes, no question, is climbing rocks dangerous? Climbing rocks would be the subject of that verb is. All right, let's do some of practice 1 together. Looking for the verb in the list and adding ing to finish the sentence. We have drive, fish, play, fly, play, sleep, wash, and watch. All right, flying in an airplane is not really dangerous. Number 2, John is afraid of
Flying.
flying in an airplane. He travels by car. In sentence number 1, flying is the subject coming at the beginning and ahead of the verb. And in sentence number 2, it is the object of the verb is. Oh, it's the object of the preposition of, afraid of.
Which part can be called objective after the verb, main verb, or after the preposition? Like here we have both preposition as well as verb.
So
From where?
the object has to be a noun. It has to be a noun. If it's not a noun, it's not an object. The verb can be finished by an object, or it can be finished by other information, like an adjective. And that's what we have here. John is afraid. Afraid is an adjective to describe John. And then of flying is this prepositional phrase with a gerund that gives us more information about afraid. So this sentence, John is afraid of flying, does not have an object. There's no noun there. All right, let's look at a few more examples. Number 3, he loves his car and enjoys
Driving.
Driving.
driving it. Very good. On Sundays, his favorite pastime is
Driving his car.
driving his
Washing.
car.
No. Okay. Again.
Is what?
No, washing. No.
Well, yeah, you could say washing his car. Sure.
Okay.
How about number 5?
Playing.
Playing football. Playing.
Playing football is too tiring for John. 6.
Watching.
He prefers playing football.
On
Watching.
television?
Oh,
I thought
sorry.
it was too tight. He's too tired to play it. He prefers watching football on television. Okay. Number 7, his favorite sport is
Fishing.
fishing. Very good. In the river. Number 8,
Fishing in the river.
fishing in the river is relaxing for John. Number 9,
He likes washing.
Washing.
sounds like a boring activity to me, but he likes washing his dirty clothes. And number 10,
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
he also likes sleeping late on Sundays. Okay. Any questions about taking these verbs and changing them into gerunds to finish these sentences? Okay. All right, we're going to go back into our breakout rooms And together with your small group, I'd like you to talk about exercise number 2 and 3. In exercise 2, you're going to talk about which activities are easy and difficult for you. Remember to use gerunds in your answer. You could say something like, I think cooking is difficult. You could say, swimming is easy for me. Using cooking, swimming, the gerund form as the subject of the sentence, or in this case, after the verb think, we have the object of the verb cooking. Any questions about exercise 2 or 3? Remember that we're looking for the gerund form of the verb. So if you say the wrong thing, don't worry, that's okay. But if you hear your classmates say the wrong thing, give them a gentle reminder, use the gerund and help make the correction of using the gerund. Okay, this link is in the chat. So we'll have one student from the group who can share their screen. And we'll talk about exercise 2 and 3. We'll take about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so to talk together with your small group. Okay, any questions before I open the breakout rooms? Okay, if you do have a question, you can send me a note in the chat. I'll come and help you out. Oh, we have some students who need a breakout room, so give me just a sec. There we go. Hi, Kazumi. I saw you raise your hand and it was too late for me to ask or answer your question. How can I help you?
Yes, I have a question for the second question for practice 1. John is afraid of flying. That means afraid of flying is kind of set. That's why this is become not a subject. And this is kind of like a name, noun type of that.
So a gerund is a noun. Gerunds are nouns in the sentence. As the noun, they can be the subject or object of the verb. And number 2, it's the object of the preposition. It's because we have of.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
All right, let's just start. Say which activity in the last are easy and which are the difficult for you. Use gerund in your answer. Example, I think cooking is difficult. Okay. All right, Hongs.
Yes. I think dancing is difficult.
I like dancing Oriental dance.
I can't.
So dancing is difficult. All right. Lemina's difficult. What is difficult for you?
For me, skating is difficult. And riding a horse, it's very difficult too. But I want to try it maybe one time.
I agree.
We are not obliged to answer all with difficult. Maybe we can, like we say, I like running, or I like swimming.
Okay. For me is
Everything not difficult.
yeah, most of the stuff is difficult. Okay. So I think most of doing is difficult for me.
Maybe you like
So what are
singing,
some
Kazumi.
singing? Singing is not so difficult. Maybe it's not beautiful, but it's not difficult.
Because
What
Kazumi she is playing
Singing good, singing
yeah,
correct. That's
maybe.
difficult.
Singing too.
what are some other activities that are easy for you then?
It's difficult, right? Subject is writing. It's same as learn English, but writing sentence is difficult for me. Like letter, yeah, also too. In English.
Writing letters in English, sure, may be difficult. But what about in your first languages?
It's easy for me.
Yeah.
In English, it's difficult. Everything. Okay. Then we have to do 3, right? Also.
Yes.
Okay. Say 5 things that you like or that you think are fun. Okay. Go ahead, Hong.
Yeah. Singing is a fun. It is fun. But
Okay.
I love running.
Learning.
Running. No, don't need to write. Just we talk.
That will take long time, Kazumi, if you will write.
Yeah, we just talk.
Okay. All right. Go ahead next, Lemina.
I have the kids, they are crying next to me, so I will say shopping is fun, and watching TV, watching movie on TV, it's fun too.
Okay. For me, I love to knitting during the winter. It's fun. I love to.
Did you need to use 2?
Maybe not.
No, you need to use your gerund.
Okay, just say I love and the gerund after that.
To music, listening to, learning to. Yeah, this is become like a part of.
You can
now.
say I love playing music, like what you do.
Playing to music. I love playing music.
Yes.
I love playing music. Is correct.
Yes, because I listen to, that's the group. But if you say play, that's just play.
Right. Some verbs like listen, we need extra information, so we have to include that preposition to, listening to music, but play does not require that extra information.
Okay, so no need. Okay. I love playing music. I like playing piano music.
Very good.
Okay. All right. So this is everything noun to us. I really confused, but everything noun look like. Okay.
All gerunds are nouns, yes.
Okay.
All right, and I'll give everyone a couple of seconds to get back into the main room. And then we'll continue. All right, I'm going to take us back to our very beginning slide where we did our journal. And our question in the journal, oh, we're waiting for one more group to join. All right, I think we're all back now. Let's take a look back at the journal question that we answered at the beginning of class. What is something you love doing? This question wants us to answer the question with a gerund. And that's what we were just practicing in exercise 3. So let's answer this question together as a whole class. We can begin the sentence with the subject I, main verb love, and then finish the sentence with the gerund of your choice, the activity that you love doing. So for example, I love
studying English.
I love studying English, or I love learning new things. Very good. What else?
I love shopping.
Doing exercise.
I love shopping. I love exercise.
Doing exercise, making.
Exercising.
Exercising. This, yeah.
Nasa, here one is question. Should we use doing exercise or exercising? This word can be used as gerund.
Yes, right. Because the word exercise, this word is or can be a noun or a verb. It's more common in English to use this as the verb of the sentence. I exercise every day. There it is, the verb. I exercise every day. It's the verb. In this sentence here, I love exercising. We've changed that verb into the gerund form, so it can be the noun. Generally speaking, we use exercise as the verb. We don't need to use do or make, which would make exercise the noun. We'll just keep it as the verb. Exercise can be a noun, but we more commonly use it as a verb.
How we can think that this word can be used as a verb as well as a noun? Is it the matter of practice, or any other method can be opted?
Yeah, I think it is a matter of practice and a matter of just experience using the language. Let me see, let's check the dictionary too. When in doubt, we check the dictionary, right? All right, let's look at dictionary.com and see what it tells us about this word exercise. Okay. So the reason I wanted to check the dictionary is because the dictionary will, of course, tell us the part of speech. Is it a noun or a verb? And will tell us all of the definitions that we want for that, or any definition that we could possibly want for that word. The dictionary always begins with the most common and then goes down the list until the least common. We can see it's a verb that can be used with or without an object. Now, on the website, dictionary.com, we don't get this, but on the app, you can actually see, well, there's the Learners tab that gives a little bit simpler information, because this is a lot of definitions for one word, 14 definitions for one word. And the app gives you a more limited explanation. But we can see here that there are some example sentences too. And I think that the Learners tab on the app would give you some additional examples as well. To answer your question, Kulwant, I think it is just some experience with using the language, and the same way that we learn, special tips and tricks about some verbs and combinations of words, exercise as the
I have
activity.
one more question. Can we use a can we use a verb by using another word to make noun, like doing this thing? Doing with modify means, I want to say that can we use some modified word for a verb to make a noun? Like before some word, like in example we have just doing this thing. Can we say this is as gerund? I love doing this.
Yes, in this question here, we have doing is the gerund. Now, you're right, it's a helping verb, right? To get some extra information from to help communicate that idea. In some cases, we can use it. We often add the verb do to emphasize something, to emphasize the following verb. But generally speaking, we want to be more clear, more direct, and so it's just not necessary. So it's not technically incorrect to say, I enjoy doing exercise, but it's more clear and it's more direct to say, I enjoy exercising.
My question, please. Sorry, I'm disturbing. Like suppose I want to say I love doing exercise. Now is exercise is gerund in subject part as a verb. I love doing exercise.
So
is now gerund.
It is doing is the gerund, right? It's ing, the verb with ing following that main verb love. In this case, the sentence is not incorrect. It's just not very direct. We can take away that extra word and then we can have an easier to understand sentence. I love
in this
exercising.
Sentence, exercise is not a gerund, it means.
No, because there's no ing.
Okay.
The gerund has to be the verb with ing.
So here exercise, Miss Vanessa. Here doing is gerund. The next word exercise, how can I act?
It's another noun. It's still a noun.
Okay, thank you. So gerund is acting as a noun. It's replacing object and subject to. Yes?
Yes, the gerund is a noun. It can be the subject of a sentence, or it can be the object of the sentence, the object of the verb. In this example, I love doing exercise. Doing is the gerund and it is the object of the verb love.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. These are really great questions. I think you're asking really good questions. I think you're asking these questions because you're trying to think back through everything that you already know about using the language and using gerunds. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll take about a 5-minute break and we'll come back and we'll keep practicing with more gerunds. All right.
Okay.
Okay. I'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Hello. Hello.
We're gonna take a break for a few more minutes, okay?
Oh, okay. That's I see nothing. I don't know what we are doing now.
Sorry. Okay, if you can hear me and see me, come on back to your screen, come on back to your computer. We're going to continue with our class. Thank you for the thumbs up so I can see your back. All right, we're going to go ahead and continue talking about gerunds. Let me flip back to the right screen here. All right. All right, this is the same handout that we were just looking at. We did exercise 2 and 3 in our breakout rooms. We're going to come down here and we're going to talk about using a verb plus a gerund. So remember that the gerund is a noun. It is the verb plus ing. It's a verb, but it's not a verb. It's a noun. The noun can be the subject or object of the verb. Gerunds are nouns. They're not the action, the verb, but the activity. Swimming is the activity. To swim is the action. So we can use that as the subject or object of a verb. As the subject of the verb, we need to pay very careful attention to the verb that we're using. Next class, we're going to talk more about gerunds, and we'll talk about infinitives as well. An infinitive is another form of the verb that can be used as the object of a sentence, even the subject of a sentence. The infinitive is to plus the verb. And when we use as the object of the sentence, we have to look very carefully at the main verb, because some verbs are followed by a gerund and some verbs are followed by an infinitive. A verb plus a gerund, here's an example as the gerund as the object of the sentence. We enjoy skiing in the mountains. Skiing is a gerund. It is the object of the verb enjoy. We can use the gerund as the object of certain verbs. Not every verb, but certain verbs. This list of verbs here, we can use the gerund form following these verbs. Not every verb, but some verbs. And these verbs we have to memorize. We have to memorize when to use the gerund after these verbs. These are some pretty common words that we use. Consider, discuss, dislike and like, enjoy, finish, give up, imagine, keep on, not mind or I don't mind, postpone, put off, quit, start, stop, and think about. With these verbs, we should use the gerund as the object. We also use the gerund after the verb go for these activities, like go bowling, go camping, go hiking, go jogging, go swimming. When the main verb of the sentence is go, we'll follow with the activity in the gerund form. In these sentences here, we have this activity with the verb go. but not the verb do. It's actually the verb go. So this might connect back to Cool One's question earlier and some of your questions earlier about using do. Instead, if we use go followed by the activity in the gerund form. I go shopping every week. He goes dancing on the weekends. Any questions about these verbs plus the gerund? Yes, Sarah.
We can say I love having something, or we can say having as a gerund.
You can. I love having a little sister. After the verb love, we can use the gerund. So it's not on this list because we'll talk about this in our next class. Some verbs are followed only by the gerund. Some verbs are followed only by the infinitive. Some verbs can be gerund or infinitive with no change in meaning. And some verbs can be gerund or infinitive, but the meaning changes. So today we're just practicing with the quick and easy one. So the verb love is the verb where we can use the gerund or the infinitive with no change in meaning. I love having a little sister. I love, oh, that doesn't really work. That example doesn't work, but I love having people come to my house. I love to have people come to my house. So in that case, the meaning doesn't change, followed by the gerund or the infinitive. We'll talk more about that verb next time. All right, let's do some of exercise 4 together, and then I'll let you try some on your own. All right, so we want to finish these sentences with the gerund form of the verb in parentheses, and I want you to look very carefully at the main verb of the sentence, because we want to recognize when the main verb is followed by the infinitive. Stop is always followed by the gerund form. After Mike stopped working, he went bowling with his friends. This is past of the verb go, right? To go bowling. All right, how about sentence number 2? Ted was considering visit his sister next week, but he postponed go for another 2 weeks.
Should we use here Ted was considering to visit?
So we have the verb was considering, and that verb was considering. The main verb here is the verb consider. And after the verb consider, we want to use the ing. We want to use the gerund. Ted was considering visiting his sister next week. So Ted was considering visiting his sister next week, but he postponed going for another 2 weeks, right? All right, how about number 3? Who would like to read and answer?
I didn't stop raining.
Raining. We put off going.
Okay, very good. It didn't stop raining, so we put off going until later. Number 4.
Quit watching. Quit. Follow the
Watching.
gerund.
After the verb quit, we want the gerund. Timmy quit watching cartoons when he started
Start going.
going to school. All right. Number 5.
My parents
Having.
think
Keep tolling.
me rock climbing is dangerous, but it's hard to give up something.
Doing something I enjoy. Right. With these gerunds, we recognize the gerund uses the ing spelling. We have other words in the sentence that use ing, right? We had here in the progressive verb with ing. And here we have just another noun, something that ends with ing. So with these sentences, something that can be really helpful is to find the main verb that we want to complete with the object gerund. Enjoy, we know enjoy, we have to use the gerund after. Postponed uses the gerund. Put off uses the gerund. So find the main verb of the sentence and then finish it with the gerund if required. Yes, Sarah. Zara, do you have a question? Maybe not. All right. We'll give you a few minutes to go back into our breakout rooms.
Oh,
We'll
sorry,
finish.
I got my answer.
Oh, okay. We'll spend a few minutes back in the breakout rooms. Finish exercise 4. And you can also do exercise 5. This will be, it says to complete the chart, but you can just talk about those things that you enjoy doing, dislike doing, and don't mind doing. Don't mind means like, nah, you don't love it, you don't hate it, kind of somewhere in the middle. All right, so we'll finish exercise 4 and 5 together in your breakout room. This is the same link that we used before, but if you need help, send me a message in the chat. I'll come and help out your breakout room. Any questions before I open the rooms again?
Anissa, can we turn all verbs to gerund?
You can. It doesn't mean you should, but you can.
Okay.
When the gerund is the subject of the sentence, I would say probably you can change any verb to a gerund. As the object, we need to be really careful because some verbs are followed by the gerund and some verbs are not followed by the gerund. We would need a different form. We would need the infinitive. But I think most verbs can be changed into a gerund.
Okay.
All right, we'll spend maybe, let's see, this is a good conversation topic. So we'll spend at least 10 minutes in this breakout room to finish exercise 4 and then chat about exercise 5. And if you have any problems, then just send me a message. I'll come and help out. All right, have fun.
Can you see? Can you see?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. You want to start?
Okay, my parents keep telling me how climbing is dangerous, but it's hard to give up doing something I enjoy. Number 6.
Okay, who want to start reading? Consider visiting. 10.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Yes. No, scroll up.
Oh. Okay.
Number I enjoy receive.
Enjoy receiving error.
Receiving.
But I always put off preparing to learn.
We postpone going on the trip until the next weekend. Number 8. Want to do?
Number 8. Yes, I will. Number 8. I don't mind going sightseeing, but we must go shopping later.
Number 9. He finished doing his homework and then he went jogging.
I gave up fixing my car and I am considering buying a new one.
That's one only, right?
Okay, scroll up, please.
I gave
No.
The next exercise.
Number
Yes.
5. We are gonna chat.
Enjoy going to the movie. I just like cleaning the house. Who want to do first? I enjoy doing to cooking. I dislike what I dislike running, but I don't mind walking. Okay. Who the next?
I enjoying resting on my bed. I dislike fixing my bed. And I don't mind okay. Showing. Showing. I don't know.
Take a shower.
Yes.
Taking a shower.
Yes, taking shower. Thank you.
Okay, I enjoy sewing. And I dislike cleaning. I don't mind cooking.
I enjoy. Can I say I enjoy going to sleep? I dislike cleaning house too. The house too. I don't mind. I don't mind playing.
Playing?
Shop. Watching. No, I don't
Watching
mind.
what?
You don't mind watching Facebook?
Yeah.
I enjoy.
Yeah, so I don't mind working. Same like you. I like working. Yeah.
I enjoy go to shopping. I dislike go to work, but
Oh.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind eating.
Ellie, let's listen to those sentences again. You said, I enjoy go to shopping. I enjoy go to shopping. How can we change that sentence to use the gerund?
I enjoy shopping.
Very good.
Shopping.
I enjoy go to shopping. The sentence is not correct.
No.
I enjoy shopping.
This is correct, Jiren.
I enjoy going
Going
shopping.
to
shopping.
Going shopping.
Doing shopping.
The best answer is this one here. I enjoy shopping.
I forgot that the first time.
I know, it's okay. Sometimes we get so excited about the things we love to do that we forget our correct grammar. So this is the best sentence. I enjoy shopping. This sentence is not terrible. It's not bad, but it's not as easy as I enjoy shopping. All right, great job though. All right, keep chatting, keep talking. I'm gonna close my screen so you can go back to your conversation.
You want to share screen again? You want to do again exercise?
No.
No? Okay.
Nice weather today, huh?
Did everybody get to share their ideas here?
Yes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and close the breakout rooms and we'll go back into the main room with everybody.
Okay.
And we'll give a few more seconds for everyone to join. Okay, we still need a few students to join from the breakout room and then we will continue. All right, I think we're all back now. All right, so we've been talking about gerunds. Gerunds are always nouns. They are always nouns in the sentence. Nouns can show up at different places in the sentence. We usually think about nouns as the subject and object of the verb of the sentence. So hold on a second. I lost all of your faces. I can't see all of your faces. There you are. Okay. The subject or object of the verb of the sentence. And a gerund can be the subject or object of the verb. Gerunds can be used to replace the subject or object. In this example, Rosa likes drinking tea. Drinking tea is the object of the verb, likes. It receives the action of the verb. And we talked about how after certain verbs, we need the gerund form to be the object of the verb. Certain verbs require the gerund to follow it. We cannot use another form of the verb. Enjoy, discuss, dislike, finish, suggest, stop, recommend. There's a list of verbs that we have to use the gerund with. And we looked at some of those verbs just a minute ago. All right, there's one more way that we can use the gerund in the sentence, and that is as the object of a preposition or after the preposition. So I'm going to share my screen again. And oh, hold on a second. I closed the screen. Here we go. Sorry about that. I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to go over using gerunds with a preposition. Gerunds as the object of the preposition. All right, this is our same handout here. We have a preposition plus a gerund. Here's an example sentence. Ken is good at skateboarding. We can use a gerund after a preposition. This means the gerund is the object of the preposition. This preposition can give us more information about the sentence, about the action and activities of the sentence. Prepositions tend to follow certain verbs and adjectives. These are just common expressions or common ways that the language is used. And we use the gerund after these certain combinations of prepositions, prepositions with a verb and prepositions with an adjective. So let's look at some of those prepositions here. Prepositions followed by a verb. Prepositions followed by a verb. Then we follow with a gerund form as well. Apologize for, approve of, believe in, care about, insist on, succeeded in, think about, and worry about. With these verb and preposition combo, we'll always follow with a gerund as well. Here's the verb think about. I am thinking about leaving early today. I'm thinking about leaving early today. There's our gerund, leaving. Here are some adjectives followed by prepositions.
Vanessa, excuse me.
Yes.
Can we say, I think about leaving early today? It's say?
The verb is not correct because it's happening right now, right? I am thinking at this moment. We need to use the progressive form of the verb. But I think about quitting my job and moving to Hawaii every day. I think about moving to Hawaii. In that way, we can use that. But because this talks about right now, today, we have to use the progressive form. I think about moving to Hawaii is like my habit or my routine.
Can I say I do think about? I do. No?
I what?
Can I say I do think about? Think about. I do
Why?
think about leaving somewhere.
So
Don't.
yes and no. Yes
I
and
don't
no.
need that.
Right.
Thinking
We don't
that's a word.
need.
Yes, don't. She is saying don't want.
I think.
She
But
said
if we
do.
don't, yeah, but if we don't use do, just I think about leaving is correct, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
This helping verb do in informal and in speaking, we often add the do in front of the main verb of the sentence. This is still the main verb. This is the extra verb. It's a helping verb. And some English speakers will add that verb to show emphasis. I do think about leaving. I do think about moving to Hawaii. How did you know that? So we sometimes add that helping verb do in that case. You might hear some English speakers do that. It's not necessary, and we don't use do every time. Generally speaking, we only want one verb in the sentence. I think about leaving.
Yes, if you're negative, you can use I don't think.
And definitely in the negative, yes. In the negative, it's totally fine. I don't think about leaving.
I have a question.
Yes.
The think about the meaning is this is a gerund. Thinking about is a gerund. Then leaving is the verb. Is that correct?
No, because thinking is part of this progressive verb, am thinking. I am thinking. When we see the verb with ing, we need to look for the be verb. We need to look for the be verb. And if we have this in this way, I am thinking, we know that this is the verb. Am thinking is the verb. And then the gerund after it is the object.
So the meaning is after the about the leaving is gerund.
It's a gerund as the object of the preposition about.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, great questions. Very good questions. You're connecting what we're talking about today with these gerunds with other things you have heard, other examples of using the language. And that's a big challenge of this class, is making those connections to how to use the language every day. So prepositions follow some verbs. Prepositions also come after adjectives as well. Capable of, excited about, fond of, good at, interested in, pleased about, tired of, and sad about. After the adjective and preposition, we will use the gerund to tell us what activity are you capable of, or what activity are you sad about. He is good at skateboarding. Verb is, adjective good describes he, and this preposition and object of the preposition tells us what is it he is good at? Why is he good? Or how is he good?
Can I say he is capable of running 3 miles?
Can you say your sentence again?
He is capable of running 3 miles.
Yeah, very good. He is capable of running 3 miles. Here we have, let me change this a little bit. We have our pronoun he, verb is, adjective describes he, our preposition, our gerund, which is the noun, and then I'll use gerund, which is the noun, and then this extra information, 3 miles. Okay. How do you feel about the gerund with following the preposition, or gerund as the object of the preposition?
Capable become verb, right?
Capable is an adjective.
Adjective. Okay, thank you.
So these adjectives will usually come after the verb is, as the adjective to connect back to the subject or the subject pronoun.
Okay.
Ken is good. Ken is good at skateboarding.
Oh, that's right. Adjective. Okay, thank you.
And these combinations of adjectives and prepositions, or verbs and prepositions, these are just common combinations, common ways that people put these words together. There's many more examples, but here's just a few that we can practice with today. All right, on the next page here, we have exercise 13 and 14. We're going to do exercise 13 and 14. We may have time. No, I'm only going to give you a few minutes to work on this. And let's just do exercise 13 together. Practice. I changed my mind. Let's do exercise 14 together. This is a good way to practice writing and speaking about yourself using gerunds. We'll save 13 for your homework. So let's go back into our breakout rooms, and we'll spend a few minutes to create these sentences and then talk to your group about your answers here. Exercise number 14, together with your small group. Any questions before we open the breakout room again? Okay.
So
Are you
14.
only 14? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the same link as before.
Recommended. You said the word recommended. It's come after the adjective gerund. The word recommended.
Recommend?
Yes.
What do you mean? I don't understand your question. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's come as about can it come at like adjective? I recommend it. You
recommend would be a verb.
Yeah.
It's one of the verbs we saw, I believe, on this list. Oh, it's not on this list, but recommend is the verb, and that would be followed by the gerund. I recommend visiting Kroger today. They have a good sale on chicken. All right, we'll spend about 5 minutes or so in this breakout room. If you have any questions or problems, then send me a message in the chat. All right, have fun.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now this part we have to discuss.
Okay.
Gerund after preposition. Okay. I tried of doing the same thing every day. What at doing it?
She said doing practice 14. There's no time. So said just speak about 14 and go back to discuss with 14 down. Go down. No, 14, practice 14.
Yeah.
That
Down.
away. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
just number 14.
Okay, complete the sentence for yourself. Tell the partner about yourself.
Okay.
I am good at learning new things. Okay, take one sentence each. Geraldine, Diba, take your turn.
Okay, I go to add
Dancing.
at cooking. I go to at cooking. I'm not very good at swimming, but I'm excellent at to new things. I'm interested
Excellent at. Please repeat. Excellent at.
To learn new
Learning.
learning. Yes.
After this, it's yes.
I'm
I'm interested in.
Interested in reading book. I believe in
I interested in.
Interested in reading book.
What is the word? Can you spell out?
Reading.
Okay, reading. Okay.
I believe in I believe in I don't know. I believe in
I believe in speaking truth.
Okay.
Like, I think. I look forward to.
I look for to okay, my social number.
I look forward to Jared. We have to follow. I look forward to meeting you, like this way.
Okay, I look forward to my I don't know. I look forward to
use Jared.
Yes, I use I don't know.
That's
like
okay.
meeting.
Sometimes it's hard to come up with things on the spot, right? It can be difficult to think on the spot. But all of you did a fantastic job with these sentences, though. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, Diba, take your turn, please.
Me?
Yes.
I am good at dancing. I'm not
Yes.
good at cooking, but I am excellent at reading. I am interested in shopping.
Okay.
I believe in trusting. I look
Okay.
forward to traveling.
Very good. Very good. Okay, Diba, would you like to take your turn or busy? Diba, are you there? Okay. I am good at cooking. I am not very good at climbing. I am excellent at learning new things. I am interested in watching the videos. I believe in loving. I look forward to seeing you.
Seeing you.
Seeing you.
Okay.
Is it right? Do you think I'm right?
I think you're right. Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and close the breakout room. We're going to go back and we have one more activity today. And it's a long one, so I think we'll need all the time to do it. So let's go ahead and join back with the main room. We'll wait a few seconds for the other students to join us. The breakout room always gives you a minute to kind of wrap up
Progress.
wrap up your conversation and answering the last question.
Teacher.
Vanessa, we sometimes use I look forward to meet you, see you. Is always this word follows by gerund?
It should always be a gerund, yes.
Okay, it means we are using in wrong way.
Well, now you know. Now you can use the gerund.
Yes. Now I can find my own mistakes.
Very good.
Teacher.
Yes, Ellie has.
Can you say me for example? I am interesting at studying English, and then I believe in we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
For example, because we.
Some of these things, yeah, some of them can be hard to come up with an example at the, on the spot or off the top of your head. So let's get some answers from the class then. I am interested in. What do some of you think? What are you interested in?
I write for helping other people.
Finding a job.
Watching TV.
Okay, I like that. Great job. There we have 3 good examples for interested. I'm interested in helping others. I'm interested in finding a job. I am interested in watching TV. All right. How about I believe in?
This is a little bit tricky.
I know. Let's hear from our classmates.
I believe in loving others. I believe in trusting God.
Okay.
Becoming rich.
I believe in doing good.
All right, great job. Kulwant had some very very meaningful answers, loving others and trusting God, and then Kulwant becoming rich or Holmes becoming rich.
This is really good example.
This would be something you believe or something that you believe in. This is something that is true for you today and forever, right? All right. How about look forward to? To look forward to is to anticipate or to think about the future. What do you look forward to?
Good.
I look forward to meeting you,
seeing you and finding job.
I look forward to finding a job.
Learning English.
Okay.
Vanessa, can we say graduating?
Yeah. Graduating. I look forward to graduating. Graduating.
Oh.
So all of these sentences, we have the gerund that follows look forward to. Very good. All right, Ellie, does that give you some good ideas about how to finish these sentences?
Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Thank you everyone for sharing your ideas there. All right. We're going to share my other screen again. All right.
Vanessa,
yeah.
it's better to say being rich or becoming rich. Both are correct?
They're both correct, but they do have a difference in meaning. Yeah.
Situation is different there.
It's a different situation, right? If I said, let me just write on
I
the
look
screen.
forward to being rich or becoming rich.
So if I say, I enjoy, we'll go back to the word enjoy, being rich. I enjoy becoming rich, right? So being and becoming have a different meaning. Being rich means right now I am rich.
Already rich.
Relax. Going on another vacation next week, I'm already rich, right? I enjoy becoming rich means that I'm working hard right now. I love my job and I'm working very hard. So in the future, I will be rich. So they're both correct, but they have a different meaning. All right. So we've talked today about using gerunds. They are nouns. It may look like a verb, but it's actually the noun of the sentence. It's not the action, but the activity. The activity of drinking tea. You sit down, you have your tea, you stir some sugar, you're talking to your friend. It's that whole experience of drinking tea. Rosa likes drinking tea. We can use the gerund as the subject or the object of the verb. As the object, some verbs require using the gerund. We're going to talk more about this on Thursday's class 2 when we talk about infinitives. But some verbs we must follow with the gerund. And we also use gerunds after prepositions with a verb or an adjective that can give us more information. But we always have the main verb of the sentence as something else. All right, we're going to do a short, it's not short, I don't know why I said that. We're going to do an activity practicing with gerunds and identifying subject, object, and object of the preposition. What we're going to do is we're going to read some sentences. We're going to underline the ing words. We're going to identify if the ing word is a gerund or not a gerund. Remember, ing words can be verbs, progressive verbs, or they can even be adjectives. And when we find the ing gerund, we're going to think of it, is it the subject, the object, or the object of the preposition? The direct object means that it just comes right after this, the verb of the sentence. All right, we'll do a couple together and then we'll go into our breakout rooms and we'll practice with our small groups. There's a lot of sentences on this page. We're not going to do all of them in our class today. We'll do some together, some in the breakout room, and then the rest will be homework for you. So let's give this a second to load and we'll do some examples. All right, so you can see on this paper, there are 25 sentences. This is a lot. I do not expect you to do everything today in the class for sure. But here's what we're going to do. I'd like you to read the sentence and identify the words with ing. So first we'll read sentence number 1. Wearing
I don't
a
see
costume.
anything.
Oh, thank you.
I also.
Okay, you think I'm crazy, but let me show you my screen first. Thank you for catching that. All right, how about now? Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so now you can see there's 25 sentences on this paper. Don't worry, we're just going to do a few to start. All right, Let's start at the top here. The first thing we're going to do is read the sentence and find the words with ing. So number 1, wearing a costume is a Halloween tradition, but some costumes are horrifying. All right. The next thing we're going to do is decide, is it a gerund or not a gerund? Gerund or not a gerund? So number 1, we have wearing. Is this a gerund?
Yes.
Gerund, yes.
It is. It comes at the beginning of the sentence, and usually a noun comes at the beginning of the sentence. So this one is definitely a gerund. How about horrifying? Is it a gerund?
No.
Adjective. It's adjective.
Adjective.
Yeah, it's gerund.
This one is an adjective. We have following are, and we know that are is the word, the be verb that can connect an adjective to describe costumes. Horrifying costumes. Okay, some of this is going to be a little bit of tricky vocabulary, like understanding the meaning of horrifying. Horrify is an adjective. So we know that, well, we know that some words are going to be gerunds and some are not going to be gerunds in this practice. Let's come back to our first ing word here, this gerund. Is it a subject, object, or object of a preposition?
Subject.
This one is the subject. It comes at the beginning of the sentence, and the main verb is.
Is.
Mm-hmm. And we have another verb here, are. All right. Let's do one more together. We're going to do number 3 together, and then I'll let you try a few sentences in a small group. So number 3, Melina and her husband were planning on studying English at a university, but the prices for the classes were shocking. Okay, so we have
Planning is
ing,
gerund.
ing, and ing.
That's the first, the word.
When we see the ing word, one thing we can do is always look for the be verb. If there's a be verb, we need to be careful. It might be a verb or an adjective ing word. So is planning
it's
a gerund?
verb.
It's the verb, right? It's a progressive verb. Here we have were planning.
Verb plus
Studying is
preposition.
gerund.
Studying is a gerund.
Gerund.
And what kind of gerund is it?
Subject.
That's preposition. Yeah,
right. So this one is the object of a preposition. Preposition on, planning on is our verb and preposition. All right. How about shocking?
Adjective.
Adjective.
It's another adjective, right? We have the be verb here, so we need to be careful. It's probably not, right? It's probably not the gerund. It's probably going to be an adjective or a verb. In this case, it's an adjective. All right. How do you feel about this activity? A little bit mixed. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you a few minutes to work together with a small group. You'll probably do, I don't know, 3 or 4 sentences in about the next 10 minutes. And then we'll come back and I'll show you the answers. The answers for all of these are on the class website. So you can always go back and check your answers there. The rest of it will be for homework. Even as the homework, you don't have to do all of these. This is a lot of sentences. maybe for homework, you just do 5 or 6 sentences and check your answers. And if you did really great, then you don't have to practice more. The homework is really, really useful, but it can also be very time consuming. So just do what is useful or what is helpful for you. Let me go ahead and open the breakout rooms again. We'll spend about 10 minutes. Oh, before I open the breakout rooms, let me put this link in the chat so you have the activity to do. All right, the link is in the chat. Some of you should go ahead and open that. And then I'll go ahead and open the breakout rooms and give you about 10 minutes to practice here. And if you have any questions or problems, you can send me a message in the chat.
We did already 3, right?
Yes, we together do. I think we can finish it.
Okay, so number 4, let's do that.
Yes.
Number two before, I think we don't say.
Number 2, okay.
Number 2, okay. My home is talking about taking an exciting trip. Okay, what do you think?
This is the verb.
This is verb?
Yes.
Verb.
And that's the
gerund
OP.
taking.
Yeah, that's the gerund.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the adject.
So this one is using the about.
Yes, OOP.
OOP, okay. OOP. Then exciting is?
That's the adject.
Adjective, okay.
Yeah, adject.
All right. Number 4.
Sally is sitting by Shahnaz and studying.
Okay, so this is a verb.
It's both words.
So is this a verb, you think?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the this
And
also the verbs.
same thing, verb.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay, number 5 is Pasha enjoys singing.
This was the gerund.
In Russian. So singing, entertaining, enjoys singing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the
Gerund. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then this is
What
also,
about what about entertaining?
Same.
Is that the verb?
No.
No.
This is same.
Gerund. Why?
Gerund.
Same
Enjoy,
gerund.
sing. Oh, I think this is the adjectives. That's they talk about the songs.
Mm-hmm. That's why I say.
Yes.
So the meaning is adjective, right?
Yes.
Adjective.
Because they talk about the song. What's the song?
Entertaining of singing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Number 6. Nadia.
Entertaining describes songs.
Yeah.
Verbs.
So it's adjective, yeah?
Yeah, entertaining is still an adjective, but it describes songs, not singing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, song. I'm sorry. Song, not singing. Song, entertaining.
Yes.
All right. Number 6.
Nadia is renovating
verb.
her kitchen and finding
Can be very
it
taxing.
to be very taxing.
Verb
Renovating verb.
and the verb. Both the second finding also verb. And that's the adjective. Yes.
To be very taxing.
Very,
So no gerund here. Understanding spoken.
Understanding speaking. Understanding, that's the gerund.
First one. Understanding.
Challenging can be.
Verb.
This adject.
Can be challenging.
Adject.
Is always.
There's verbs.
No verbs.
No, it's verbs.
Verbs. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Always. It's not a preposition.
Yes,
Always.
that's the be. In front of the is. Yes.
So if we have be always, practice be always. So practicing it will not be a gerund.
Sometimes the adject. Sometimes there's the processing progress. But this one is worse, I think.
You can ask teacher after number 7. Okay, we'll ask her.
Number 8.
Is practicing. Is a set for here.
I'm not sure about practicing if it's a verb or gerund. I don't know.
Always is a describing of a practicing, right? So this is a I think it's adjective. I think. All right, let's ask the teacher.
Later ask the teacher.
Number 8, Michael is constantly asking questions.
That's the gerund.
Yeah, understanding because many grammatical concepts can be very confusing. Oh my goodness.
Yes, gerund.
That's a lot.
Gerund.
This is
and this also his understanding also gerund.
Understanding the gerund
is
very confusing. Very.
This is the yes, very. That means adjective. Yeah.
Adjective.
This is also adjective.
Yes,
I think.
Can confusing.
Some words shopping.
I feel this is the verb to me. For me, it's verb.
The be is works.
So be
can be
is the, I think is the.
No, it's not be. It can be already have the words. I think so.
Confusing. It's subject.
Ask the teacher, but I think that
You're right. You're right. Yeah, this is the adjective, not the verb. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Next, number 9.
Rosa was shopping at Kroger when she found
some amazing. This is the gerund.
Amazing. It's a gerund.
Amazing is a gerund. Then
Some found.
Amazing. It's a.
This is the regular verb.
Is amazing. Oh, this is not easy. Amazing. It's not an adjective.
Look like amazing.
I think it's adjective.
It's adjective.
That's I also think so.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. We'll give a few seconds for everyone else to join us, and then we'll wrap
It's very difficult, teacher.
our class day. I know you didn't complete it. There's like 25 sentences. There's no way you can get
Also, the sentence is confusing.
Some of them are, sure. Yeah, there's lots of difficult vocabulary in there.
Yeah.
So the rest of the sentences we'll do for homework. with the other pages from the packet today that we didn't get to in class. All of the answers are on the class website, so you can check your answers there. If you have questions about anything, please ask me. I'm happy to answer. Kazumi already showed me there's a mistake on the homework. I forgot to write in some of the answers. So I'll add that to the class website so you can still check your answers there. With these sentences, when you're doing them without the help of your classmates with your homework, it can be a little bit overwhelming to have so many sentences. So my recommendation is to work this way. We'll say, we did numbers, number 1 through 8 in class, all right? So we'll take number 9, 10, and 11, all right? Try it totally on your own, 9, 10, and 11. Then check your answers on the class website. See how did you do? Maybe you did pretty great. Good. If you did great, then go on to the next few sentences. Do about 3 sentences at a time, and then go check your answers. If you have many, many mistakes in your answers, that's okay. Keep practicing. Go to the next 3 sentences, and with the ing words, think very slowly and very carefully about what is the part of speech. Is it a verb or an adjective or a noun? Look at the other words in the sentence, especially the be verb, That will help you identify if it is a noun or an adjective. You can also check a dictionary and see if the dictionary can help with the meaning of some of the words, so you can understand from the meaning and the part of speech, what part of speech it is. So do about 3 sentences at a time, check your answers, 3 more sentences, check your answers. There's so many sentences here. You don't have to do all of them. Maybe you do 3 or 6 or 9, and then you're done for the day. All right, that's okay too. It's not necessary to do every one. Take a break when you need to. Any questions about practicing with these sentences?
You can explain number 4.
Sure, let's look at number 4. Sally is sitting by Shanaz and studying. All right, so we have here, Sally is sitting by Shanaz and studying.
Is the sitting is verb? Verb. Both verb.
Is sitting is
And
a verb?
studying is gerund.
Verb.
Verb.
It's also a verb. Is sitting and studying. This is that compound verb. We have two verbs joined by the conjunction and. Sally is sitting, Sally is studying.
Like number 6, right?
In number 6, Nadia is renovating her kitchen and finding it to be very taxing. It's the same. Is renovating and is finding.
And taxing is adjective.
Adjective.
Okay.
Vanessa, I have one question.
Okay.
Shouldn't we follow the rule in sentence number 4 that when we are using and word, we have to balance these things? The first is noun, and then why not the next word is noun?
So
that's why I'm saying.
Which word is a noun in number 4? I don't understand your question, Kulwan. I'm sorry. Can you ask it again?
I think she's on mute, but she don't know.
Okay, can you check the number 7?
Oh, I don't know what happened to Kulwant, but if she comes back, we'll answer her question. Number 7, understanding spoken English can be challenging. So Rolando is always practicing.
Yes, practicing. That's the word. Yes, as we know.
Understanding gerund, challenging adjective. Adjective. And is practicing verb.
Yes, the always, they say always.
Always is the adverb that tells us how often. Rolando is practicing. Rolando is always practicing.
Now, always, why they don't use the normal present? They use the ing, bing.
Is practicing. Because this is like I mean, you could say Rolando always practices. This is the progressive that tells us it's always happening. It's like he never takes a break. He's practicing right now. He's practicing when he's brushing his teeth. He's practicing when he's falling asleep.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I still don't know what happened to Kulwant. Are you back with your question?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. What was your question about number 4?
Yes, my question goes for number 4 sentence, and I'm asking if we are using and word. Then if a first word is noun, then shouldn't we follow the rule that the next word after the and should be noun again?
Oh, because we're using and we have Shanaz, which is the noun, and not followed by another noun.
Yes.
It's not necessary to, because this this like prepositional phrase here, sitting and sitting by, is just added information at that point. But it doesn't change the fact that these verbs are going together. These are both actions. These are both verbs. And so we can interrupt the two verbs together with that extra information. Both of these verbs come back to this be verb is and the same subject. So we can add that extra information. I could say,
I got it.
Yeah,
yes.
Sally is studying and sitting by Shanaz. That way is okay too. It's just that extra information that's included. All
yes,
right.
I got it.
All right,
Thank
great.
you.
Any other questions, feel free to send me an email. I check my email every day, once a day. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'll make the correction on the class website about the questions that I missed. Don't forget to practice a little bit with Juna, and on the class website, you'll also find some specific activity to help you with, where did it go? A specific activity to practice with. Juna has so much information and so much practice that sometimes it's difficult to know what to do and what to do next. So here on the class website, you can watch this video. I talked with Widad about using Juna. So check out that video if you have some questions about how to use it. And you'll see for each class, today is the 16th. There's a link here that can show you some specific activities. If you need to know what to practice, on Juna, you'll come to the icon here, and then you can find these specific activities to practice with. Even 5 minutes of Juna every day is really good. I'm really interested to see how you use it, what you like and what you don't like about it. And I'll be asking you about that again in the future. All right, before we wrap up our class today, any other questions, comments, or concerns I can help you with?
Thank you.
I
You're
have
welcome.
a question the next page of the 1 to 30.
Okay.
Is that the same thing just to do for the part of the speech, right? Next page is also same thing because no instruction what to do. So
Oh, I see. Maybe I gave you some extra homework. Let me check. This is the handouts from today's class that are linked on the class website.
yeah,
Oh, I see here.
the
Yeah.
page has no instruction. So
There's
same
no instructions. Yeah. Yes, it's the same activity. In this way, these sentences are a little bit shorter, so you might have an easier time with these sentences. And again, it's not necessary to do all of these sentences. Do a few of them today. Maybe some of them you save for next week when we have no class and you have more time to do more homework.
Okay, thank you so much.
I downloaded the book of grammar in use edition. If when he want it, I will share it with you, with him.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. All right. We're past 12 o'clock today, so thank you for joining me. I'll see you back here on Thursday, and I hope you have a nice week. I'll see you around.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good
Bye.
one. Bye.
You too.